Hello everybody, welcome to Nintendo Pow Block here on Boss Rush Network. I'm your host, the enlightened, excited Eddie. Joining me is the one, the only bossman himself, Mr. Corey Dirrig.
Hello, I'm here. Welcome to the show.
Yes, hello, how are you?
I'm good. The opposite issue is happening. My daughter is now crying instead of my son, but it's okay. I'm here. It's gonna be a good night though.
It is. Everybody, I got to say, if you not have watched the latest Nintendo Expansion Pass, you are missing out. I've been watching it and I've just been enjoying it. It's always good for me personally watching recorded shows and when it goes live to see how the listeners of the community are going to respond to it and reading theirs. We also have ranking Nintendo out with our Game Boy Advance episode, so do go check that out. Also, I would love to hear what you guys have played on that system. If you own it, what's your favorites, what's your dislikes about it, where would you rank it at on our list? I'm very interested. Last but not least, got to shout out a big happy birthday to Shane Kelly. He is part of the Boss Rush writing team and also of another Zelda podcast. So Shane, happy birthday to you. You looking young, you looking fresh. I love your Nintendo.
He's got some good hair, by the way.
He's always had good hair.
I'm very jealous because I have to wear a hat now. It's getting to the point where just sad. My hair is gone.
I've always wished I had. So this may seem weird, everybody, but I always wish I had Caucasian hair. In a sense, have loose hair, because I feel like I would be able to style it more and everything. And with my texture of hair, as everybody can see, I'm bald. There's not much I can do with my kind of hair.
Well, Ed, I have Caucasian hair, and guess what? It's overrated.
But yes, Shane, happy birthday to you. Hopefully you do enjoy this live episode of Nintendo Pow Block, and everybody, by the time it hits Wednesday, if you haven't wished him a happy birthday, go and wish him one in our Discord and everything. Yeah. But Corey, we got some housekeeping to get into before we kind of talk about how our weekend was.
Yeah, let's get this out of the way. So nothing in terms of show stuff, but we are giving away 2 copies of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Cowabunga Collection. The rules are simple. Leave us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Screenshot it and email nintendopowblock@gmail.com or DM Powblock Podcast on Twitter. A great review on Apple Podcasts will grant you a second entry. Upcoming giveaways also are for Splatoon 3, Bayonetta 3, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and Powblock's Game of the Year when December rolls around. So get those in. Very excited to give away 2 copies of this game. I'm excited to play this game.
Yes, one more week, dude. It's almost here.
Yep. Ed disappeared, by the way.
I'm excited to play too. Oh no!
Can't see you. That's fine. It's fine. We don't need to look at you. There you are. Haha.
Hi.
It's fine.
So, Corey, how was your weekend, man?
It was all right. Kind of laid back and played a lot of Destiny, which I'll talk about later. Did some redesigns of stuff and just worked on a bunch of stuff for us and for other things. And yeah, it was, we didn't really do a lot. We hung out, we ate some food and relaxed. And yeah, how was your weekend, Ed?
It was kind of laid back. My friend at his church, because I've been singing there on Sundays, we were leaving to get off the choir stand, and something fell. It was like a big like the drums that was in the church fell. We were just like, what the world was that? It literally scared us. And we was just like, I don't know. So we looked, and I was just like, "Oh, I got to go," because I was just like, something don't feel right. So them don't this good old one to leave, and so that happened. It was just funny because it was just like it was so quiet. We had all left, and then it just felt like the whole drums fell, but no, it's just something fell over. Um, had a really good weekend at work. A little bit laid back. It was good to get into the groove of things with work. And then just playing a lot of Xenoblade Chronicles and uh, really excited to talk more about that game. Uh, I've been talking about it with Play with Power. But we was talking earlier about Saints Row um, getting reviewed. Uh, and just I think the discussion has been talking about people coming on and dragging a game that they haven't played just because it got some low scores and stuff and everything. It is it's I was just thinking that there are gamers who weren't even looking forward to this, and I think they were just I don't know. I feel like people were just ready to bag on this game if it didn't hit the numbers, like high numbers, like in the 80s or 70s and stuff. Because to me, I know that it had all these delays to get the game up and running, but it looks good in motion. But I guess when you actually start playing the game, there's probably going to be some problems. But you was talking about there'll probably be some patches too with it. Last but not least, I was looking at the Last of Us trailer that's coming to HBO Max. I'm not wowed by it at all.
Yeah, I mean it's a show coming to HBO. I don't know what to say about it. I'm not in the least bit interested. I don't really care for The Last of Us, so and I don't really care for like The Walking Dead or shows like that. So I mean, I don't know. I'm just not really that interested, to be 100% honest with you. I'm just not.
And I'm not. I'm not gonna knock the show or anything because of the trailer or anything. But I think I mentioned I had a fear of this that it's not gonna be appealing to me because of watching that Resident Evil show on Netflix. And everything. And I'm just like, I feel like this same feeling I have for this Resident Evil show, I would have for The Last of Us.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like The Last of Us is going to be better produced because it's HBO, and they actually have the creative team behind it, so I think it's going to be a little bit better. But I mean, I'm not really the person to ask you if it's going to be good or bad because I don't care, honestly.
I mean, I just feel like I hope they just don't be like, well, we recaptured most of what the game is and kind of did it scene for scene, but changing some things up. I'm just like, if it's gonna feel like that, I I don't think this series should actually get the praise and love if it gets any. If it's just like scene for scene, from game to TV adaptation. I know I was talking to Nick from Beyond WASD, and I was asking him, or I had made this request. I'm just like, I know you guys talked about the Netflix show, but I kind of want you guys to play Quantum Break and really get into that game, but also watch the TV segments and see what you think about it. Because I love the TV segments in Quantum Break. And I feel like Remedy did a fantastic job with those TV segments.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they also had TV production team behind that game too, right? Remember when Microsoft had like a production studio for like a year and a half, and they were Microsoft was paying for the production. So, I mean, yeah, that's going to be better. I don't know. I'm not interested. I mean, we're going to talk about Sega revealing some stuff, and obviously Sony revealed some stuff this week too,
Yeah.
of like movies and stuff based on IP, and it's gonna be the new hot thing, right? Video games are huge, and people have been trying to make these huge for a while, just like comic book movies in the 80s and or the 90s, and well, really like probably since the 70s with Superman, right? And then through the 90s they were just like okay, and then we really started getting good comic book movies with X-Men and Spider-Man, and then great ones with the MCU. So I mean, video games are the next untapped market. You know,
I really feel like Microsoft, and we're gonna get into our Patreon producers. I really feel like Microsoft, if they ever got into TV production, like they had like stuff wasn't like on Paramount Plus or anything. But
well, they did at one point. There was a Viva Pinata show on Nickelodeon or something.
Yeah.
So I mean, obviously that's not like, it's not like. I mean, we have Halo too, also, right? Like, not that it's good or bad either way. I haven't seen it yet, and I don't really care to. But, man, so I'm not like. Here's the thing. I know I'm sounding pretty down on TV, like games into TV or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine, but like, I want to play my games. I don't really care to watch them. Now, there's certain things that really go hand in hand with movies that I like, right? Like Uncharted. I watched the Uncharted movie. It was pretty good. I enjoyed it because I like Indiana Jones and movies like that. It was pretty good. Not like an Academy Award winning movie or anything, but you know, it was fun. I bought it. I mean, I didn't purchase it. I bought the idea that Tom Holland was Nathan Drake and that thing. It was good. I liked the girl who played Chloe. She was really good in it. You know, and I think stuff like that's going to work. But I mean, like Horizon or God of War or Halo, like, I just don't see them working long term, you know? Or Fallout, you know, like that Amazon's putting like millions of dollars into this Fallout show, you know, and it's like, come on, guys, like, is it gonna work? Like, I don't know. I don't know.
I kind of feel like, and definitely this is Nintendo, that I think they got it right when it comes to TV having, or IPs using, being turned into a TV or a short or something. Because I love the Pikmin shorts. You know, I love that the Pokemon did the Pokemon movies. Like, those are enjoyable to watch. But, you know, you got the memorable Super Mario Brothers. And, you know, depending on, of course, at the animation of that time was different to what we have now. But, like, the Super Mario Brothers Super Show was the thing that people was watching. We was watching the real life portions, but we was also watching the animated stuff in cartoons. And it was because it was goofy fun. It was set for kids. But I think, like, if Nintendo was supposed to take Metroid or anything, or the Link or the Legend of Zelda, or even Splatoon for some reason, I think now they would have, of course, they will overlook everything, but they know that we want to make sure that the quality of what we produce is right.
Right, but I think like a kid show based around Splatoon would work 100 times better than this Mario movie that they're making, right? And who's to say, right? I'm sitting in my office, like, not making movies, you know. So who's to say, right? Who could have predicted that the Sonic movies were as good as they were? I haven't seen Sonic 2 yet, but I hear it's really good.
It's really good, yes.
Sonic 1 was really good, you know. And it's like, well, who am I to say? I guess Mario might work, but it's just, I don't know. I just want to play my games. I'm not the biggest. The thing too is like, I always have to be doing something, like with my hands or like whatever. And if I'm just sitting there watching TV, like, I start bouncing my leg and like getting fidgety, and like that's why like the Switch is so nice for me, is because like I can watch something and play something at the same time. So. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really that into it. I don't need to be the person that gets into everything, you know. I just not into it.
Well, everybody, that's just a little taste of how we do Expansion Pass, because it literally felt like an Expansion Pass moment. But we're gonna get into our Patreon producers. You have anything else, Corey?
No, I'm just I've shaved this morning and it feels weird because like it's just a little bit because I need a new thing
Shaver.
and it just it always gets too short and I always like rub it and I'm like it's too short. Then my face looks fat, but I am fat. So it doesn't matter. Anyways, Patreon, Patreon,
I
everybody.
have nothing to say about that.
You can support Nintendo Pow Block and the rest of the Boss Rush Network on Patreon, patreon.com/Boss Rush Network, where you can subscribe monthly at specific tiers and get specific perks, like at the $1 tier where you get early access to Expansion Pass, After Dark, Standard Definition, and the Boss Rush podcast, or you can subscribe at the $5 tier, which gets you early access plus a Patreon producer credit here on this show. So without further ado, our Patreon producers for this episode of Nintendo Pow Block are Adriel Munger, Celeste Roberts, my wife Sana Dirrig, Francisco Santillan, and Rebecca Jewell. I want to thank all of our Patreon producers. I want to thank all of our patrons. And I want to thank all of our free listeners out there. If you don't want to support us financially, it's okay. All of our content remains free. We just ask that you leave us a nice 5-star rating or review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Remember, if you do that and send it to us, you get an entry into our giveaway, which I mentioned earlier. So, yeah. Be nice if you did that. Leave us a review.
Yes. All right, everybody. It's time for Snacktendo. And Corey, I'm going to go first with this Snacktendo because I know I'm going to get a look for this now.
You're going to get a look anyway because you're just weird, but it's fine.
So I'm just going to bring in this one snack. No, actually 2 snacks. I'm sorry. So the first snack, I had Domino's Saturday night, and I ordered some for the closing manager and associate. Like, they could go in and have some. And so I got a handmade pan pizza with barbecue sauce, Italian sausage, and pineapple on it.
Oh, Ed.
Hold on. Now listen.
You're just ruining pizza, man.
So I wanted to try something different. That's why I did this combo. It's not bad. It was really good. Because for some reason their barbecue sauce sometimes is kind of spicy. And I think this one had honey in it. It was like honey barbecue sauce. So I just used that as like the sauce, and of course they did the cheese and everything. It was easy to go down and eat. The crust was just like so buttery and cheesy, and it was really good. I was experimenting with new styles of pizza, changing things up. So I enjoyed it. I like it. It's not a mainstay or anything, but I just wanted to do something different. My last snack, everybody, I did try the Dream World Coca-Cola that is out. We just got it in our store last Thursday, so I was waiting for the guy to put it in and drink it cold and everything. So I tried it Friday to get a taste of it. So when it's like really cold from the freezer and you start drinking it, it tastes like a green apple Jolly Rancher. But as it gets warm, it starts having a more mango flavor. It changes the warmer that it gets. It's not bad, but I think I like their Starlight better. Of their new kind of, trying different Coke flavors and everything. And I think it's the kind of candy flavor that the Starlight was from Coke. Other than that, I've been drinking cherry Coke too. And Smart Water Clarity. And I had two Mango Monsters this weekend. Look, the Mango Monsters, dude, Pepsi fills those, not Pepsi, Coke fills them up. Is it Coke? I think it's Coke. They fill all of those monsters up for the mango, and it's the first one that's gone out of all of them. Like we can't. I mean, right now we got a sale for them, but man, we cannot keep them in. And every time even when I have leftovers and I restock them, they're gone. And we don't sell the 4-pack neither. We used to sell it, but we don't sell it anymore for the 4-pack.
Hmm.
So, that's kind of what I just been snacking on. I didn't get to go to the store, which I'll probably do tomorrow. See if there's some new snacks and report the following week about snacks. Ooh, excuse me.
Okay. Well, I don't really have a lot to talk about this week for Snacktendo. My wife brought. Well, we had sushi for dinner last night, which was pretty good. It was just grocery store sushi, but that sushi's better than like a lot of the places around here.
Okay.
So yeah, the Giant Eagle, which is like the regional grocery store chain around here, has like a marketplace inside of it where you can go and like get salads and dinner boxes and kits and stuff, and they have a sushi kitchen, and it's made fresh daily. So we had that, and I had some spicy shrimp rolls, which were pretty good, and
good.
some crunchy California, which was pretty good. And then she bought these cookies, like these chocolate. They were triple chocolate cookies, and they were just chocolate cookies with like chocolate chips and white chocolate chunks and that kind of stuff in them. So those were pretty good. So that's not as exciting as last week, but you know, nothing's as exciting as vacation food. Although Ed, so it's funny because my Disney vacation is in 10 weeks.
Yes.
And so I've been like looking at menus and trying to like plan out what I'm going to eat there because I'm a loser and I do that.
You already know that I need the picture of the Earl sandwich of what you're going to get.
Oh yeah, no, dude, I'm going to get like 5. You know, dude, I have like a whole gift card dedicated to that place.
Really?
Well, yeah, I'm going to get like 10 sandwiches. I don't care. I'm going to bring them home. By the way, side tangent, speaking of Earl's sandwich. So one time my parents were trying to bring home sandwiches to me because they went and, is that an Arby's cup? Sorry, I got distracted. And like, so the sandwiches come in these, they come like they wrap them in foil and put them in your bag or whatever. Well, they're round and cylindrical, and they kind of look like bombs. So my dad had them in his book bag, and he got stopped at the gate because of these sandwiches. And he had to explain to them that he's bringing food home for his son. So it was funny. But yeah, man, I'm so excited for Earl's sandwich. You have no idea. Hold on. They got a new sandwich, and I have to figure... I need to... I forget what it is. They got a new sandwich, though.
I really want them to come.
The Caribbean jerk chicken sandwich is back.
Ooh.
So, it's... Let me pull up the menu.
I really want them to come to the Midwest.
I mean, there's one in Philadelphia. I think there's one... Hold on. I'll bring up a location in a second. Oh, it's not even on their menu? You didn't even put it on your menu? Anyways.
No!
I always get the original, which is just roast beef, cheddar, and horseradish sauce. I always get... So every time I go there, I get 2 originals. And again, this is spread across like multiple visits while I'm there. So I'm not like extremely fat, everybody. I always get 2 originals. I get the Applewood BLT.
That sounds good. Can I tell you, Applewood is so good? Like Applewood bacon, it's just so good.
Yeah, I get the Chipotle chicken avocado, and I usually get a club. But if the Hawaiian barbecue is gone. I used to get that too. It's gone. I don't know why, but it's gone. But I'm gonna have to try this. This Caribbean jerk chicken. That looks amazing. It looks like it has some spicy mayonnaise and some grilled chicken and some red and yellow peppers on it. Looks pretty good.
Uh-huh.
All right,
You
Ed.
know, I expect.
I'm finding you in Earl. Where are you? What is the closest one to you? There's none. Okay. There's. Sorry, Ed. Nothing close to you. It looks like the closest one to you, Ed, is either Idaho or Pennsylvania.
No, if I go to Penny, I am going to go get a Philly cheesesteak. I actually had a Philly cheesesteak in Pennsylvania when I went with my friend. I left that mug and I was just like, "Can we please go get another one before we leave?" And we couldn't, cause man, that the Philly cheesesteaks in actual Philadelphia bomb big.
Yeah. Well,
Bomb.
when I went to visit Matt, right? My wife, me and we all went to get real Philly cheesesteaks, and they were like pretty good. Whiz and onions was pretty good. Just saying.
Yes.
Anyways, sorry, I got distracted by sandwiches. Anyways, I was looking up stuff on vacation. While we're there, it's the last week of the Food and Wine Festival at Epcot.
Ooh.
So we're going to be eating and walking and probably pooping. So,
Are you gonna have some wine?
I don't know. I'll probably just eat food. So
You're not gonna like taste it and be like no.
no, because kids will be with us, and that's all.
Okay. Well, everybody, it's time for playing with power. Corey, where have you been playing with power?
I mean, I didn't really play a lot this weekend because I was home from vacation, and I consume myself with work when I'm at home. But I did play. I didn't play anything on Switch in particular, but I did play a lot of Destiny this weekend because the new season starts and is being revealed on Tuesday. So the game is being taken offline for maintenance at 10 a.m. The pre-show for the presentation starts at 11. The presentation starts at 12, and then the game goes back online at 1. So the new season starts tomorrow. It's already been leaked a little. Some of the stuff's already been leaked, which is fine. The season's not the big deal. They're doing a big reveal of the next expansion and the Fortnite crossover, which is coming, where Destiny characters I think will be skins in Fortnite, and the Fortnite skins have already been leaked in Destiny, which the Warlock and the Hunter sets look really cool, but the Titan set looks really dumb. So I can't believe that's the set they chose for the Titan. I'm really disappointed. But also the big news this weekend was we cleared the new raid, and it was the first time I'd ever ran it because I don't have any friends, but we opened a Discord server for Tower Casuals, which is my Destiny podcast, and I raided with the community, and it was really fun. We all raided and got the clear, and it was just a really good time.
How long do the raids normally take?
Well, so it depends if you've run it before or not, and we had some guides, but there's also a lot of people who didn't. There were some people who hadn't ever done the raid before. So there was 3 of us who hadn't run it before, 2 of us that had kind of run it before, and 1 person who had run it, a few times before. So learning the mechanics and stuff. I mean, I would say, so we started Friday. So I would say overall, between Friday and Sunday, it took us about 4.5 hours. But a well-seasoned raid team could probably do a raid in an hour. When I was raiding regularly during the Taken King and Rise of Iron, and when Destiny 2 launched, with my PlayStation raid team at the time,
Yeah.
we were clearing raids in like 45 minutes. Like we were going in and out, and we would raid all 3 characters 3 times a night, and then just go do other things, right? So, I mean, if you get a well-oiled machine raid team in there, you could do a raid in an hour or so.
I've never done a raid. I think a lot of the extra stuff I haven't done is because like I mean I mentioned this before. I think when I finished the campaign and like some of the side stuff, I like put the game away.
Yeah,
And
no,
everything.
the raids in the dungeons are the best parts of Destiny, in my opinion. The dungeons are basically 3-man raids for people who don't, which was a great addition for them to add
Hmm.
these, because some people only play with 1 or 2 other people, and it gives them an end game activity to really grind and do right. And the dungeons are really fun. Like Grasp of Avarice was the 30th anniversary kind of. It took place in a location on from Destiny 1. The loot cave, the infamous loot cave, and you drop down into the loot cave, and you went through this whole kind of back end of the Cosmodrome, and like you got Halo weapons and Marathon weapons and old Bungie games weapons, that kind of
Hmm.
stuff. Like the energy sword there's 2 energy swords from Halo in there, and the myth sword, and just all that kind of stuff, which was fun. And then Prophecy is like one of these crazy designed kind of raids where you kind of go through, and then like there's ribbons that you have to like fly on your Sparrow on, and there's these cool encounters, and you have to like do things in the dark and do things in the light, and it's just a really cool, fun experience. The raids in the dungeons are just great experiences, and it kind of sad that not everybody gets to experience them. I think Bungie said only about 20% of the community has ever like completed a raid, which is super. It's higher than it was, but it's super low still.
Hmm.
I think in Destiny 1 it was like less than 10% had
Is
ever
it because
completed a
it's
raid.
is it because it takes too many people, or is it just too
Well, it
long?
requires 6
Something.
people. It requires like a lot of dedication and grinding for certain weapons and masterworking weapons and getting the catalyst for certain exotics and building your character. And, it just requires a lot of work, dedication, and a team that is really dedicated to finishing, right? So
Hmm.
it's for it's just really hard, to get all that together, and which is nice when you have a community that will play, together, and then like you can go into like looking for group to try to do it, but then you don't know the people, and some people are pretty rude if you don't have
Hmm.
specific things, and
Yeah.
it's just it's hard. So
It has its positive. It has its pros and cons to
yeah,
it,
but
in a
I mean,
sense.
if you have a good group to play with, and you're willing to learn and take the time and be patient with people, it's the best. It's the best experience, hands down, in multiplayer gaming. All around, it's so fun.
Because it feels like it's more about community and everybody working as a team,
Yeah.
that team based level. Like that's yes,
Well,
you
that's the
you
thing. Is
are.
like the mechanics are designed for everybody to have a role, and you need to do your
Mhm.
part while everybody's doing their part, and that way, like all the mechanics kind of work together to take you into like a damage phase of the boss, and then you have to, well, after you get through this mechanic, like, so the newest raid, Valve the Disciple, the final boss is Rolk, who is this in the grand story of Destiny, he's a disciple, and he's like best the best person of his race, right? And he's
Mhm.
dedicated his life to the Witness, which is the big bad coming up. So uh he so when you get into the room, the boss room, first of all, you have to get up to the boss room through this jumping puzzle, which is really annoying and difficult because jumping in first-person games is just dumb. But you get into the room and you see like the whole raid revolves around these 20 or so symbols, and you're kind of like, you get one person gets this buff, but the person with the buff can't read the symbols, so another player has to call out the symbol, and then you have to like know where to go for that symbol and kind of dunk this orb right, and if you dunk it in the wrong whatever, you die, and then you also only have so many revives before you have to restart the encounter also. It's crazy. It's wild. Like, I don't even know really how to explain it. The next time I raid with people, I'm going to record it and kind of just see if I can do one of the mechanics or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like a different mechanic every time, just so I can learn these things. But the big news in Destiny is that the Taken King raid is coming back. The King's Fall raid, which is my favorite raid of all time. It's just, nothing will ever beat that raid for me. And
what's the Taken King? That's Destiny 1, but is that the second DLC?
It's the first major one.
First major one? Okay.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I'm excited for that to come back, especially with, like, there's probably going to be a couple new mechanics. All the supers are different, from Destiny 1, so, like, that's going to change things.
They kind of revise some things.
Different weapons, different builds, these kind of things. So it's going to be really fun to, like, interact with that raid differently. But, man, so excited. I'm so excited.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Season of the Plunder, it's called. It's a pirate-based season.
Oh, wow. I think that's why it's definitely important now for Destiny to have crossplay.
Oh, yeah.
I think that should have raised the numbers for the raids. And hopefully it does. Hopefully more people get into it. I know.
Well, that and like Discord being implemented into Xbox and PlayStation. And,
yeah.
So when we were raiding this weekend, I played with my one friend Mitch, who plays on Xbox, but we played with 3 PC players and a PlayStation player. And it was wild thinking that, 2 years ago we weren't able to do that.
Yeah.
So.
And now I think it's been very beneficial to Bungie to do that. And luckily PlayStation has allowed crossplay on their system. For definitely now that they're on Bungie, I think Sony kind of sees the importance of that.
Mm-hmm.
And now going forward, because I know me and you was talking a little bit, but I'm like, will they bring Destiny 3? And that's the thing that you guys probably will discuss on Tower Casual.
Well, I think tomorrow we're gonna know a little bit more about that, and by the time you hear this on podcast feeds, the Destiny showcase is happening Tuesday. So, if you care, that's happening, and I think we're going to get one step closer to knowing what's going to happen after the final shape, which is the final announced expansion for Destiny 2. And they've already said there's going to be Destiny after that, whether it's Destiny 3, whether Project Goliath, which is, everybody thinks it's like their big kind of answer to bringing all the content forward somehow. From Destiny 1 and Destiny 2, like all the seasons, all the story missions, all of the content forward, like somehow,
like kind of like a Smash Brothers Ultimate in a sense. Everything is there.
Yeah, I mean,
from the 2 games,
and then they'll just somehow call it Destiny, and you'll be able to play through the story. All the raids will be there, all the dungeons, all the missions, all the strikes and stuff, and that's the rumor.
That's a lot of content.
It is.
And I think if they go into Destiny 3, and everybody, we're going to get back into Nintendo stuff. I think if they ever announce Destiny 3, I'll definitely be there, because I do want to... I want to go forth with the first part of the story like they did with Destiny 2. when it first came out, whatever that story was. I'm excited to see where this game goes in the future. Well, with Destiny 3, with the campaign,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and maybe we'll finally get a new class.
Well,
I don't know.
we've gotten new subclasses already. Like we got Stasis, which is the ice ability. There's some stuff that was spoiled. I don't want to spoil it for people, but there's been new things spoiled. And so I just we're not going to get another class, right? Like Hunter, Warlock, Titan, but I think you're going to see a lot of evolution in subclasses. Light and darkness powers, the way weapons and armor interact with these classes is already a thing. The way they've changed how they work with aspects and really diving deep in customization for these classes is just, it's wild now. It's so much different than when Destiny 2 started.
It's so funny when you say light and darkness. Metro Prime 2 echoes always come to mind when people say light and dark in first person shooters, because of how that mechanic works and everything. But I'm going to do my best to try to watch the broadcast, and everybody listen to Tower Casual this week, so you guys can hear more of it. Hear Corey and Josh and the crew's thoughts. I know they have a recorded discussion about it.
Yeah, Josh, I might be on it. I might not. Depends on when my break at work is and how much time I can, get away with it. But I probably won't be there. Josh and our friend A1 Johnny and Nerd Generalist are all going to have a discussion on Tuesday, and then I'll have my thoughts on Thursday's episode. So, freshly redesigned episode.
Yes. Please, Nintendo, do not throw we got a Nintendo Direct that's happening. I'm going to be like, Corey. I would literally be like, Corey, when you get home to Wednesday, we have to record.
Yeah.
We have to do a Doom episode where with the Direct it was over with. We have to, it was just like, let's get into it.
Yeah. About that.
But anything else, Corey?
Not really. So I re-downloaded Fortnite actually because of the Destiny crossover that's supposedly coming. And I played like one round of it, and I'm like, I wish I liked this game. I like what the game does, and I will buy the Destiny stuff in it if it happens. But it's such a foreign concept to me, this game. And not that it's like a bad game or anything, because I don't think Fortnite's bad at all. I actually think it's pretty cool. But like, man, it's a good thing that this is the game. This is not the game I chose to be invested in, because there are so many characters and skins. Like Indiana Jones and Darth Vader are in this game, and they're fighting Goku and Master Chief and Kratos. And man, what a weird game. You can go in, wield a lightsaber with Master Chief, murder Kratos on your Nintendo Switch. Just think about that for a second. It's just wild.
Yeah, everybody said it's the new Smash Brothers Ultimate.
It is. I mean, it is. It's like, in a way, it's just like what, okay, Smash is full of classic Nintendo characters that we all love, but like Fortnite is literally everything else at this point. It's crazy. It's so crazy.
Yeah. Well, everybody, I have been playing more Xenoblade Chronicles 3, and the story that I realized that I think I got 2 more chapters on it. I don't know how many chapters that it was. I'm still doing side stuff before I even push into going on in this game. My goodness, the story has gotten bunkers, but it's a good bunkers.
I hear there's a spot in the game where it gets wild.
Oh yes, chapter 4 alone if you were not to do side quests or anything and just go from story points with chapter 4 alone, that's game of the year material already. And it's just like, oh, I can't believe what they did and what they showcased. Like, they have a gallery in the game where you could go watch the cutscenes and everything. And if you just go back and you watch them, you will be like, this is insane. But this is so good and well done. And I literally feel like after watching this, oh, Breath of the Wild 2 are going to have a cinematic story. I mean, yes, it's still going to be open world and everything, but they have to have some story beats in this game, because I think Anuma and the team, whatever they're going to try to tell, with the help of Monolith Soft, but definitely for Xenoblade Chronicles 3, I could see Breath of the Wild 2 going beyond our expectations with this. You know, of course, we could go out and find the story and everything, but I think if the story is going to be like a big focal point for Breath of the Wild 2, people who have played Xenoblade Chronicles 3 are definitely going to watch it. Definitely going to go look for it. Because, man, Breath of the Wild 2, I hope it has some fight scenes like they have in Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Because it is jaw-dropping amazing. And it's really hard to describe without spoiling anything, but people are just like, man, chapter this, and a lot of people just like, I cannot play more of this game because all of these side quests that come on, because the side quests, they do help with you as a character, but it also helps you get stronger to get through most of the game and everything. And it actually explains a lot of the characters that you're going to meet, and that's going to help you to fight. They really did nice with the side missions. They are important to the story too. So Xenoblade Chronicles 3, it literally is up there for Game of the Year now for me. Now, I got to see how Splatoon 3 and Bayonetta 3 does, but it knocked Kirby down to second position for Game of the Year nomination for me, with that taking the top spot. I haven't played Elden Ring. I have though.
Look, the only game I think I've played that's come out this year is Fire Emblem Warriors. Okay, so I don't even know what's come out this year. I've been so like, I just haven't cared about the games that are coming out this year, you know? And I mean, that's going to change in a couple weeks, right? With, you know, some games, but like, I didn't care for Arceus, right? Let's see, what came out in February? What came out was in February for Switch?
Nothing.
The Kingdom Hearts garbage. Not that Kingdom Hearts is garbage. The cloud versions are garbage. Nothing really came out there.
Right, because Horizon and Elden Ring was the big ones for February.
Yeah, March was
Kirby,
which
is a really great game.
That's what everybody keeps telling me. April was what? MLB, Star Wars, Lego Star Wars, Switch Sports. Like, Switch Sports wasn't very good. May was, I'm trying to think here. See, yeah, like there was just nothing. Dragon Quest Builders, no, that's.
I know iOS. June was Mario.
June was Strikers. Sunbreak.
July was Xenoblade and Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
Nothing this month besides Turtles.
Yeah.
Well, Shredder's Revenge is also in July, but that's like not Nintendo.
Yeah. I mean, so, you know, I mean, there's just like hasn't been anything really exciting. Like, I'm really excited for NBA 2K23 on the day that Splatoon 3 comes out.
Can I tell you, a lot of folks are somehow preparing to do Luigi's Mansion 3 this October.
What do you mean?
People really want to go back to playing Luigi's Mansion 3 because they missed it.
Well,
I'm just like, oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, it's well deserved for people to revisit.
yeah, I
Which is
mean,
weird. That and Mario Kart are the only Nintendo first party digital versions of games that I own. But besides some of the smaller stuff,
mhm.
like the Fire Emblem and the one Detective Agency one.
Fire Emblem's not
Besides,
small, dude. I don't know why the
it
small
was the
games like Fire Emblem.
well, it was the NES ones that came out, the Famicom ones
Oh,
that never
those
came
ones.
to
Oh,
America.
okay.
Yeah.
I thought you meant
Uh,
like like
oh
Fire
no, no,
Emblem
no.
Three
The
Houses or
A
something.
was? Oh no, heck no, man. Goodness, I swear, Corey, when we was talking about we had a special pass about GameCube, and
Hmm.
when you brought up for that Fire Emblem, and people started posting pictures of Awakening, I'm like, man, I kind of would play if I don't know. I think if they remade Awakening just to make it, I mean, still kept the core of what it is, and let Tecmo or whoever is working with them to make it a bigger game like Three Houses. So like new animation, new character designs. Like really give it a bigger production. I will go for a Fire Emblem Awakening remake on Switch.
Hmm.
I know that's crazy to ask, because Awakening is perfect for what it is, but I that's a game that I'm like, I need a Switch version of this.
I mean, I think you're gonna see. I think you would see a remake of like one of the first games
Hmm.
before you'd see one of the 3DS games, right? Like, I don't know. Remember that when they were talking about Fire Emblem Fates coming over at some point as a
Yes.
remake, which I could totally see in the future. Uh, I don't know. I still want the pirate one that we never got. So,
We have high hopes. And last but not least, Fire Team Elite for Aliens. Just been working on that, getting my healer character up in levels and their weapons before I try to do another class and get that up. But that's pretty much it. I actually took Tomb Raider, Shadow of the Tomb Raider off and some other games. There's nothing wrong with it or anything. I have beaten it already and everything. It was just that I'm done playing this. I am trying to play Crisis though, the first game on Series X. So I just got to return back to it. Yeah, that's gonna be it for Play with Power, everybody. It's time for Femi News. Corey, take it away.
all right, let me get this timestamp here real quick. All right, so our first story is a pretty big one, and then we'll just kind of run through the last few. So, the big story last week after we recorded was that Embracer Group, I guess the company slash conglomerate that owns a bunch of things that like THQ Nordic and Deep Silver and stuff like that, and they just bought Crystal Dynamics and Eidos Montreal, all the Western studios from Square Enix. They bought Gearbox last year, so they own a lot that you might know. They're putting out Saints Row this week. That big huge group purchased a lot of IP, a lot of companies, and so I'm just gonna read this article from Tom Warren over at The Verge. He does a lot of great articles over there. I know we don't really talk about The Verge much, but because Tom Warren usually does stuff on like Xbox and Destiny and that kind of stuff. So, wow, it's okay, everybody. Promise. Embracer Group has embarked on an acquisition spree today that includes limited run games, Tripwire Interactive, and IP rights to The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. There are 5 acquisitions in total today, alongside a 6th undisclosed deal for a company in the PC and console gaming space. The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit rights means that Embracer now has control over movies, video games, board games, merchandising, stage productions, and even theme park rights for the Tolkien fantasy franchises. This includes Amazon's very big and very expensive take on The Lord of the Rings that will debut on Prime Video on September 2nd. Embracer notes that it could even explore additional movies based on iconic characters such as Gandalf, Aragorn, Gollum, Galadriel. Sorry,
Galadriel.
I'm not a Lord of the Rings person. I don't care. So if I mispronounce any of these names, you are going to have to forgive me. Eowyn and other characters from the literary works of J.R.R. Tolkien. Embracer is a huge publishing group that recently acquired big names like Tomb Raider, Deus Ex, and Thief, and already operates more than 100 studios, including Borderlands developer Gearbox, Saber Interactive, and THQ Nordic. Saudi Arabia recently bought a $1 billion stake in Embracer, around 8% of the company's shares. Oh, that's concerning in a lot of different ways, but we're not going to talk about that here today. Embracer's edition of limited run games opens the door to more physical games across its studios and games, as limited run is well known for collector's editions, and it often enables smaller developers to be able to create physical copies of their games. Tripwire is known for Killing Floor, Maneater, and Rising Storm. The huge publishing group also announced today that the acquisition of home karaoke system Singtrix and Teardown developer Tuxedo Labs. Embracer has been quietly building its giant publishing group, and it also owns comics and entertainment brand Dark Horse. Quote, I am pleased to welcome an amazing group of entrepreneur-led companies to the Embracer family and to extend our portfolio with some truly remarkable IPs and franchises, including Lord of the Rings, says Embracer's co-founder and CEO Lars Wingefors in a statement. Quote, it is encouraging that our group has become a natural and preferred buyer of creative, growing, and profitable companies within gaming and entertainment. The 5 acquisitions announced today are around $577 million in total upfront costs, and there's even a 6th secret purchase that Embracer isn't disclosing yet. Embracer has entered into an agreement to acquire another company within PC and console gaming that, for commercial reasons, is not disclosed today, explains the financial filing. The purchase price for this undisclosed acquisition is in the range of being among either the third or fourth largest of the transactions. So definitely not epic. Embracer's buying spree comes months after its deal to acquire Square Enix's 3 major Western game studios and amid huge acquisitions in the game industry. Sony acquired Destiny developer Bungie for $3.6 billion, and Take-Two spent $12.7 billion on Farmville maker Zynga. Microsoft is also in the process of its giant Activision Blizzard acquisition for $68.7 billion.
Which Saudi Arabia approved for Microsoft by an Activision.
Yeah. So there's a lot to unpack here. Embracer is growing and growing and growing. They did say that they have lost a ton of money during the last quarter or year or something. They've lost a ton of money because they're not outputting anything. They're just acquiring and acquiring and acquiring. I think a lot of people see this as very concerning. You know, I mean, I think everybody just is concerned that everybody is buying everything right now, right? Mm-hmm. Embracer Group has kind of just come out of nowhere really in the last couple years and has just acquired so much, you know, and I think some people think it's concerning. What are your thoughts on this, Ed? What are your thoughts on Embracer kind of, especially like limited run games? I know a lot of people were concerned specifically for them because they've kind of been like the underdog, if you will, like they're like scrappy and doing good for the indie community, and you know what I mean?
So the limited run games one, I really thought this was a joke, first of all. Because I'm just like, why would they like really limited run? Like, and then when everything came to fruition that it was happening, I'm like, oh, that's interesting. and it kind of turned everything around about limited run because yes, they do offer these physical games for small indies, but they take forever to produce and get out to people. It is way after a game is out, and sometimes you're going to be waiting a year or even a year and a half to get that game that was originally offered and everything. So you don't. I'm not saying that you won't get day and date stuff, but you don't really get a game into almost a year after that original digital version has came out. Like my Streets of Rage 4, like if I didn't buy the game digitally on my Switch, I wouldn't be able to play Streets of Rage 4 or if I wanted to do it physically, I would have been able to play it to that following April of that year. You know, way after it came out and the DLC was available. Uh, so people and some people saying that limited run has kind of been doing some shady stuff. I would have to research more about that. um but this is good if this helps limited run to be able to produce more copies of games and get them out on in a respectable reasonable time. That's great. um as for like, yes, they're spending all of this money, but the biggest one to me is still Crystal Dynamics. Everything else just feels so small and
Well, I think
unknown.
Lord of the Rings is the biggest thing.
I'm talking about in a gaming sense, like a gaming company. Um, that I know of. The Lord of the Rings one was very weird because I was wondering, like, how do they pay that money to J.R.R.
Well,
Tolkien?
I think, I mean, they, so let me find this story. Uh, who did Embracer buy?
Because that's what I'm wondering. I'm just like, they don't own none of the literary works. They own everything that surrounds it. Like you said, TV, movie, merchandise. They own all of those rights to license out.
Yeah. So this is from Deadline. I'm trying to find how, like, what, like, who they acquired it from, because they acquired it from a company that already owned this. Okay, so about halfway down in a statement, Marty Glick, COO of the Saul Zantz Company, said, "We at the Zantz Company have had the honor over the past half century of stewarding the Tolkien rights so that Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit fans worldwide could enjoy award-winning epic films, challenging video games, and first-rate theater and merchandise of every variety. We could not be more thrilled that it is Embracer now taking up the responsibility, and we are confident their group will take it to new heights and dimensions while maintaining homage to the spirit of these great literary works. Embracer's operative group, Osmodi Group, has a long-standing relationship with Tolkien IP, having published Lord of the Rings board game over 20 years ago, as well as producing Lord of the Rings card game. Key upcoming work set in Middle Earth, which Middle Earth Enterprises has financial interests, including Amazon's highly anticipated Lord of the Rings: Rings of Power, as well as Warner Brothers' animated movie Lord of the Rings: The War for Rohirrim, set for release in 2024. There's also an EA mobile game. So they acquired it from the Zantz Company, but it doesn't say for how much. But this is by far their biggest acquisition.
Yeah.
So basically everything outside of just basic book selling is what they own now. So I mean, they don't own the rights to the books. That's still the Tolkien estate and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Although I'm sure the Tolkien estate gets a pretty chunk out of all this stuff happening too. But yeah, this is wild, man.
Because he's
This
still writing the books, right?
he's
I
he's
think.
dead, dude. He's been dead for like 40 years.
Why did I think he
His
was still
son,
alive?
his son was doing stuff. Uh, he died in 1973. And then his son took over, and now I think the grandson has taken over at this point. I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that, but I know the estate is run by some blood relative.
You know what I was thinking of? Game of Thrones.
Oh,
That's why.
you're thinking of George R. R. Martin. That
Yeah.
guy. Who runs the Tolkien? If you were to, out of the 500 things we were going to talk about tonight, Lord of the Rings was not one of them that we were going to talk about.
Right.
So the
Because
Tolkien
I think
estate. Sorry, who is the head of the Tolkien estate? Current executors of the estate include Bailey Tolkien and Christopher's nephew, Michael George Tolkien. So I think these are the grandkids run the Tolkien estate. It seems like.
okay.
So, yeah, I really don't know what to think about all this, Ed. I mean, I know that acquisitions are big right now, and I know everybody on Twitter just had an instant negative reaction. It just feels like the Embracer Group is like acquiring all this stuff and doesn't really know what to do with all of it. You know what I mean? Like I mean, Saints Row was kind of like a good first step, but it seems like that game is not great, and they've been putting out a lot of like single and double A re-releases, which have all been pretty good, right? Like the Darksiders stuff, which is a franchise I love, Darksiders. They've put out Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning, Red Faction, all the Saints Row remasters.
So that Star Wars game, they announced that Saber Interactive is going to be doing it now.
Yeah, they own Aspire and Saber, which good on Saber, I suppose, for taking up that. So I don't know, man. They own a lot. They kind of I think they said they have 12 different verticals under the Embracer Group that do separate things.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, man. It's a lot.
I think I know people just like, well, it may be a monopoly, but I'm like, with the Embracer Group, I think for most of them, it's like smarter independent businesses, like Crystal Dynamics and goodness, what was the THQ in a sense. Like those are on a different level because they've been in the games industry for years, and it feels like everything else is kind of like a little bit smaller. Like Tripwire, we don't really talk about Tripwire in a sense, you know.
I don't even know who Tripwire is.
Well, Man Eater is the one that is with
right.
Shark.
Okay, you're right. I do know who.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I was just like.
But I get your Corey. I know what you mean by saying that. A lot of people wouldn't know who they are because they don't play. A lot of people don't play or their games, or they're still like in this PC indie space. That they haven't like been here from years. Like THQ has been, and Crystal Dynamics has been. You know, they've been in the video game industry for years. Then Tripwire hasn't really been like that. So I understand what Embracer Group is doing, getting these smarter companies, you know, still, you know, paying a good penny and everything, because they know they're going to reap the rewards if these games are good and people buy them, as you know, and everything. Like we'll see how the sales of Saints Row does. We'll see how that Star Wars game when it finally come out. We'll see how merchandising and everything, the price points when it comes out, how people will support that. Because a lot of people who are into Lord of the Rings already don't even know who their Embracer Group is, in fact. And so I think they'll probably just be like, they got the rights? Okay, I'm not thinking about the rights. I'm thinking of this cool statue that they just put out. Let me acquire that.
Yeah.
You know?
So I'm just gonna read some of the games that Embracer Group owns right now. Okay. Just some of the big ones. Nintendo Life has a great breakdown, and so does Push Square has a great breakdown of what video game series they own now. So, Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit, The Ascent, Satisfactory, which is a pretty popular PC game, the Gianna Sisters, Destroy All Humans, Deep Rock Galactic, Flat Out, Wreckfest, Kingdom Come Deliverance, Risen, Elix, MotoGP, Darksiders, Remnant from the Remnant from the Ashes. Sorry, everybody. Slip. Duke Nukem, SnowRunner, Zen Pinball, Maneater, the Metro series, Trek to Yomi, which is an indie game that just kind of came out, I think. Borderlands, Brother in Arms, Homeworld, Homefront, Road 96, Torchlight, Hob, Neverwinter, Gex, Tomb Raider, Legacy of Kain, Deus Ex, Thief, Alone in the Dark, which I think they just revealed, right? This is the Police, which is that strategy game that Jesse liked a long time ago. Saints Row, Dead Island, De Blob, Red Faction, Time Splitters, MX versus ATV, Valheim. So those are the IP that they own in terms of video games. There's some pretty big IP in there. Are they the biggest IP? No. I mean, I think Tomb Raider, Deus Ex, and Borderlands are probably their biggest IP. Obviously besides Lord of the Rings, but like in terms of when people think of video games, those are probably their biggest ones. Thinking of Dark Horse Comics, like they own 300. Aeon Flux, Aliens, Colonial Marines, Alien vs. Predator, Avatar The Last Airbender, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Conan, Critical Role, Hellboy. They own the comic rights to Indiana Jones, James Bond, Tarzan, Sin City, Serenity. So, I mean, The Terminator, Time Cop, Umbrella Academy, Xeno Warrior Princess, The Mask. So these are very popular things that they now own. So, I mean, for me, it's just like, I get acquisitions are a bad thing, and I know people like to complain on the internet, but I'm not going to lie to you, I don't really care. I don't care.
But I'm fine with stuff being acquired. My thing is make sure you put out the product.
Yeah,
because you can acquire all of these studios, but I want to see results of the product coming from these studios.
Yeah, my thing is like, okay, you acquired all these IP, right? And you haven't put anything out. I want to see like the quality of your products being put out. Okay, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands was kind of their first kind of. I know that was already in development when it was acquired, but their name's on it, right? So that game got great reviews. I don't know how well it sold, but it got great reviews. Saints Row is really the first product of theirs, right? That is a AAA, full-blown, big-budget game, and people are not enjoying it. People are, according to the internet, people aren't enjoying it. Now, I haven't played it yet. I'm actually really looking forward to playing it at some point.
Mm-hmm.
But as of right now, people aren't enjoying it, and that's worrisome for stuff that I do like Tomb Raider. Not that Crystal Dynamics and Eidos Montreal are going to do bad jobs on these games, because we know the quality of their work, but
yes,
if Embracer Group doesn't know how to manage their studios and they try to force them to put out an unfinished product, then yeah, I'm worried, so we'll see. I mean we have years before we really know what's going to happen with all these IP, right? Years. But
they don't own Techland, right?
No.
Okay.
No. Techland's independent, I think, still.
Because I was looking at Dying Light 2, and I'm just like, man, was it?
No, but they own Dead Island, which is coming out, which Techland did the first Dead Island.
But I'm assuming someone else is doing the second one.
Yeah, it's Dam Buster, which is the studio that finished Homefront: The Revolution.
Okay.
Which some reason I bought for $3 like 6 months ago on a sale, and I never played it because it's Homefront: The Revolution, and I just was like, well, $3, why not?
Exactly. Here's some free money. So yeah, I said it with Microsoft. I definitely said it a lot with Microsoft. You acquire all of these companies. I want to see the product that comes out for it. And I understand delays are going to happen. I understand that you want your game to be polished and, put out and marketed well. but it has to, I mean, it really has to matter because you got to make return on that investment and everything. And I know it's easier for Microsoft to have it because they got Game Pass. But like with the Embracer Group, it's just like you guys are investing in all of these companies that you bought. You guys are expecting that these companies put out product that they're going to make money off of and everything.
Yeah. So,
Especially the way that budget is going to be handled for like Series X and PS5 games. Um, it may get to a point where Embracer has to look at Nintendo and be like, we need to get some of your game, some whether it's a new IP or it's a small idea, whatever we need to do. If we get our game on Nintendo Switch and this can make us some money back, we want you guys to do it.
well, it's not even about that. It's just these games need to start coming out, and they need to be. They just need to be, you know, quality. And I don't care if it's an indie game, if it's a AAA game, if it's somewhere in between. They just need to start. They own IP people love. People love Saints Row. How many people are so disappointed that Saints Row is not good? You know, how many people are going to be disappointed when the next Red Faction is like mediocre, or Darksiders 4 if it's like mediocre? Although I think a lot of people thought 2 and 3 were mediocre. I disagree.
I do too.
I I unapologetically love Darksiders the way that I think I unapologetically like Outriders. Uh, which, by the way, Outriders, awesome. But anyways, I don't really have anything else to say about the acquisition. I hope they know what they're doing is really all I can say, because as of right
Same.
now, it's questionable at
Same.
best.
I mean, thank you for this news story. I'm like, for helping these little small businesses out, but yeah,
That's the thing, is
just
like they bought these companies, like these smaller companies, and I know we need to move on. I know there's we're kind of running in circles right now, but like I don't think Limited Run really needed help. And I mean, if they get bigger budgets to do bigger things for these smaller titles, that's great. But, you know, I think that Limited Run was fine the way they were. But also, if someone came in here and offered me, you know, $30 million for Boss Rush, I'd probably sell it to them, you know. We'd split it, 6-7 ways and be done with it for the leaders and stuff, so whatever. But that's I don't know. I'm just kind of being here's the thing. At the end of the day, as long as the next Tomb Raider game is good, as long as the next Darksiders game is good, and things that I care about are quality, then I'm okay with it. Is it worrisome that everybody's acquiring everything? Sure it is. But, you know, Microsoft's out there going to go acquire somebody else. Sony's out there acquiring more studios. Everybody's acquiring somebody. I don't know if Embracer is as worrisome as someone like Tencent or the Saudi government. But we'll see. I don't even know where the Embracer group is based out of. Where are they even based out of?
And I would say Nintendo has been, you know, yes, they have been acquiring business also, but they have been smart about what they've been doing, you know, and with it, and not, and
Sweet,
you know,
okay.
I can't wait to see. Yeah, I just can't wait to see what comes out for them, and I'm gonna leave it at that. So, Corey, you ready to move on to the next story?
Yeah. Embracer Group is based out of Sweden, so I don't know what that means, but anyways. I mean, I know Sweden's a country, but I just don't know if that has any ramifications the way something like a big company from China coming in and steamrolling everybody, or
right.
The Saudi government buying parts of companies. Although, I guess it is worth mentioning that the Saudi government does own 5% of Nintendo as well, so... Anyways, enough sadness. New Pokemon revealed for Scarlet and Violet at World Championships, Ed. New Pokemon. Your face is covering my timestamps.
Ah.
Move your face.
Shh, 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 shh.
All right. So, new Pokemon were showed off at the 2022 World Championships for Scarlet and Violet. This story originally came from Cerebi.net, but I'm reading the Nintendo Life story because the Cerebi font was way too small. At the closing ceremony of the 2022 Pokemon World Championships, the Pokemon Company president Sunikazu Ishihara shared a brand new competitive play video for the upcoming Scarlet and Violet video games. So I think this is the trading card game, right? The World Championships for the trading card game, or is it just for the game itself? This included the reveal of the new Pokemon Cyclizar. It's a dragon/normal type and comes with the move Shed Tail, where it can create a substitute, then swap places with a party Pokemon in waiting. The same trailer also showed off some new items, including a mirror herb and loaded dice, as well as another new move, Terra Blast. So there's a trailer. Cerebi.net tweeted out an image of the new Pokemon. It looks like a motorcycle, which is interesting. Looks like you can ride it, turns into a motorcycle kind of bike thing. Looks cool. It's a cool looking design.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's cool. New Pokemon. Who knew new Pokemon were coming to the new iterations of Pokemon? Oh no. So thoughts, Ed? Thoughts on that?
That's cool that they announced it. Looks like a cool character. I'll definitely be trying to capture him. And see what it's all about. That's it. Not too much.
Yeah. I will be picking up Violet at some point. And yeah, that's kind of all I have to say about that as well.
Yeah, I'll be giving the double back.
Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Ed, is July's best-selling Switch game in the NPD results.
Yes.
NPD Group has published its sales figures for July in North America, and to no one's surprise, the Switch has had another successful month. The console is once again the top-selling hardware in terms of units sold, and while spending is down compared to July 2021 by 10%, sales are beginning to return to 2020 levels. The best-selling game of the Switch in July is Monolith Soft's Xenoblade Chronicles 3, despite only releasing on the 29th of the month. The gigantic JRPG made a real splash at the end of July, and we dubbed it, quote, a masterpiece in our review. This is Nintendo Life. Nintendo Switch Sports has seen a bit of a drop, while Animal Crossing New Horizons has jumped up a few spots. And in terms of new releases, both Live Alive and Digimon Survive also placed in the month's top 10 Switch games. I'm surprised Digimon's on there because they had a hard time getting the physical releases out there.
I don't even know if the physical ones are out for Switch.
They are, because NPD only reports physical sales. I don't know if that's for third party or not. I guess I don't know that answer for sure.
Right, because like for Digimon, they were able to get the PlayStation and Xbox version out, but none of the retail stores had it, unless they sent a small limited quantity, and then they actually got more stock in, or they actually fixed their production. But yeah, when that game came out, you couldn't even order it on Best Buy for a Switch, or a Target, or like no one just had it unless I guess you pre-ordered it at GameStop. I mean, I've seen some physical copies that people have posted, but everybody was asking, where did you get it? They were just like, I pre-ordered the game. They were just like, something happened with the Switch production where stores couldn't get it. So that one is very iffy with me.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe that's just Nintendo specifically. Maybe third-party games report digital sales. I'm not 100% sure.
Mm-hmm.
So in terms of top 10 video games, in terms of dollar sales, Nintendo only had 2 titles on the list. Elden Ring at number 1, Call of Duty Vanguard number 2, Madden NFL 22 at number 3, which is surprising. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl hit number 4. Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga at number 5. Battlefield 2042 at number 6. FIFA 22 at number 7. Far Cry 6 at number 8. Pokemon Legends Arceus at number 9. And Horizon Forbidden West at number 10.
Yeah, because a lot of people are going back to buy that game since they missed it during Elden Ring.
Digital sales were not included in the 2 Nintendo titles. So here we go. This chart actually answers our question. In terms of dollar sales on Nintendo platforms, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 at number 1, Mario Kart 8 at number 2, Kirby and the Forgotten Land at number 3, Smash Bros. Ultimate at number 4, Animal Crossing New Horizons at number 5, Pokemon Legends Arceus at number 6, Nintendo Switch Sports at number 7, Live Alive at number 8, Digimon Survive at number 9, and Mario Party Superstars at number 10. So they have a little asterisk here that says sales numbers, digital sales numbers not included. And out of that list I just read you on Nintendo platforms, the only one without an asterisk is Digimon Survive. So Bandai Namco does report digital sales for that. Okay. So yeah, that's your sales numbers. Not surprised that Xenoblade was number 1 for Nintendo. Although it is surprised. This doesn't make sense though. Because Xenoblade is number 1 on July's list for Nintendo, but it's not on the top 10 for overall. But Pokemon Arceus and Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are.
Okay, so it's because of, I think, it was kind of, it's very weird because it ended up on Nintendo's list due to the fact that it was only released within 2 days. So they was reported only 2 days.
Oh, because sales. They stopped reporting numbers on the top 10 for the other consoles on the 25th, and this came out on the 29th. Okay. And then the console ones end at the end of the month. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I just answered both my dumb questions at the same time. Man, I'm slacking, Ed. My knowledge of this stuff is just slacking.
You are educating us.
I'm educating myself by retiring right now.
Okay.
But yeah, good sales numbers. Xenoblade, not surprising. Everybody loves it. Ed's loving it. So
yes. Can't believe Mario Kart 8 is still number 2.
I know. That's insane.
That's
just stupid.
Because if you could do, just think about it. Let's take Xenoblade Chronicles 3 just out of the equation. Mario Kart 8 would still be number 1. And Kirby beat Animal Crossing. That's wow. And can't believe Smash is still selling it also.
Yeah.
So Super Mario Odyssey and The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild has kind of been out of the NPD, but I think sometimes it's been coming and going, and I think it's because it just says top 10. I think Odyssey and Breath of the Wild probably would be at lower if they did a top 20. But I think once the new game, I think Breath of the Wild 2 comes, I think once that get announced, I feel like Breath of the Wild 1 is going to jump back into the top 10. Where? That I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Well, Ed, our last story is about Sega and movies. Sega has announced Space Channel 5 and Comic Zones movies. Oh, geez, this is going to be a disaster. Sega has had so much success with the Sonic the Hedgehog movies that it has already locked in the third one and confirmed a separate television series starring Knuckles. if this wasn't enough, it's now officially confirmed that there will be Space Channel 5 and Comic Zone's adaptations. Quote, Sega is partnering with Picture Start to produce film adaptations of Space Channel 5 and Comic Zone. The tweet says, Space Divas, comic panels, and the movies. Which parts of these Sega gems are you most excited to see played out on the big screen? The music game Space Channel 5, starring Ooh La La, started out in 1999 on the Dreamcast and even got a GBA version in 2003. You might also know the character from her appearance in other games such as Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing. As for Comic Zone, you can get a history lesson via Switch Online Plus expansion pack Genesis Library. It's a beat-em-up released on the system in 1995. Speaking of beating-ups, there are also reports of a Streets of Rage movie in development. Helmed by John Wick creator. Oh no, this just sounds bad. So yeah, these are happening. Good on you, I guess. I mean, we already talked about movies at the top of the show, but
yeah,
man, this is just
so. Just quickly, and then we'll move on. I think Space Channel 5 is getting a re-release. I think it'll be on everything. If not, the possibility of Dreamcast coming to Switch will happen, and this will be one of the first games before the movie comes out. I think Comic Zone, yes, they'll be saying, of course, you can play it on Genesis, Special Pass. But I think Sega and .mu is doing a remake of Comic Zone.
Well, didn't they already remake it for Xbox? Because I think it's backwards compatible.
No,
there's an there's an Xbox something
for Comic Zone.
Yes, there's an Xbox Live Arcade version of Comic Zone.
There cannot be. Did they ever do one?
I think I own it for some reason. Hold on. I think it was the Games with Gold actually at some point. Hold on. It's on Xbox. I know it is. Comics Zone Xbox.
See, Sega Genesis.
Yep.
Nintendo
Buy
Switch,
Comic Zone
Boy.
on Xbox. It's $4.99. For
but
Xbox.
it's the old one, right?
Yeah, I mean it's the looks like the Genesis version, but like up-resed.
Okay, I'm talking about almost like a re.
Oh, I mean this definitely seems like something that either Way Forward or .emu would do at some point. Tribute games maybe. Whoever did Streets of Rage seems like this would be the next logical.
.emu did it.
So.
Yeah. Because that's what I'm just like, okay, if they're bringing Comic Zone and no one knows about Comic Zone, they're going to remake this, or they're going to reintroduce this game for a new audience. I'm surprised they didn't go with Eternal Champions, but I think that has a history of its own with it. Space Channel 5 is going to be interesting. I wonder if they're going to get Mizuguchi for it, the creator of Space Channel 5. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. And will Michael Jackson play a part in it? I don't think so. That would be interesting. But I would go and watch these movies. I think Comic Zone probably will be animated. Space Shuttle 5, they may get like Margaret Robbie to do her, or I'll have to see what the cast is going to be, because I think you're going to need a singer and a dancer. No, everybody, it's not going to be Britney Spears, you know. But I'd be interested.
Why would it be Britney Spears? That's such an odd choice.
I don't know. Because she had her Crossroads movie.
That was like 15 years ago.
I know that. But in case somebody be like, oh, we want Britney Spears to play.
Man. This could be someone like...
I'm surprised that you knew it's been that long.
Well, yeah. I don't know. Anyways. You had a lot more to say on that than I anticipated, so I
Oh,
marked the timestamp for docked mode. Now I have to change it because you put 6 more minutes. Uh,
sorry.
I don't have anything else to say. I don't care.
Uh, I'm interested to see what they do with it. So,
Anyways, well, Ed, are we gonna do dock mode, or are we just gonna go straight to question block?
we could do dark mode. Dark mode won't be too long or anything. Claire, right? It's time for a dark mode. Summer gaming is coming to a close, and we're prepared for a big fall schedule. Now, if you haven't watched our Nintendo Expansion Pass episodes about the current lineup, go check it out. And you can get early access by becoming a Patreon member for Boss Rush. So for this episode, Doc Mo, I asked the question, is fall the best time for Nintendo or is it the busiest? Where and why do big name titles drop around this time? Should we embrace it or want Nintendo to have a season of small releases to catch up on past titles? You ready to lead Black Agents? Let's go! So yes, I did ask a lot of questions, but Corey, like, do you think throughout all of Nintendo's releases, for even their past systems, that fall is the best time for them? Or is
I
it,
mean,
or do you feel like recently it's just become so busy?
I think the fall is it's just the it's like an archaic kind of time frame where you want to get your games out right before Christmas, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And now we just see releases year round from Nintendo, right? And so whether they're big, small, whatever, it's just, they're releasing arguably their smallest game in October, right? Right in the middle of craziness with Bayonetta 3, right?
Yes.
I know to Nintendo fans, Bayonetta 3 is exciting, but to everybody else, I would argue Bayonetta is their smallest title this fall. You have Splatoon, you have Mario Rabbids, you have Bayonetta, you have Pokemon, right? And, Advance Wars has been rumored to be somewhere within the next 6 months-ish. So you have all that. I'm not actually sure if it's busy. I just think that Nintendo is cranking out games faster than they know what to do with. So they just kind of are putting them out. I don't know. I don't think it's busy. I think Nintendo is just very methodical, and if you're going to put a bunch of games out in the fall, this is the fall to do it because nobody else has anything coming out except for God of War, which it seems like just the general kind of whatever around that game just doesn't seem like people are hot on it yet. And I don't know if it's just because it's too far away or we haven't really seen a full trailer. Which
I think a full trailer, like a full trailer and a breakdown. Like we haven't gotten a state of play about it.
Yeah, which I think if it comes out in November, I think the state of play will happen sometime in September, and they'll show stuff, and they'll show a big boss battle, and they'll show Kratos yelling, and Atreus shoots a deer with a bow, and everybody will be excited. Hot take, everybody. God of War is going to sell 10 million units. I don't care. I care, but I don't care that everybody's crapping on the game right now. But, there's nothing else really coming out. What, Gotham Knights? You think Nintendo's afraid of Gotham Knights? No. Sorry. So, yeah, everything has to compete with Pokemon, right? The two biggest games right now outside of Nintendo are Modern Warfare 2 and God of War. Outside of those games, which are very different games from the audience that Nintendo is aiming at, Nintendo's going to own the fall. They're just going to own the fall,
Yes.
So I think Nintendo is just dropping their bombs right now because they want Switch to be successful, and you're going to drop them when you think it's best, and this is where they think it's best.
Yeah. I think fall is kind of a bit busiest. I think recently now definitely with Switch, the way that it went from like 2017 and up, it's just like, Nintendo was consistent with a lot of their releases for games, and then You have the craziness in September, which is kind of still it's a mix of the end of summer and beginning of fall. Where 2019, you just had like a ton of games drop just within that month, and that was like almost $300 worth of games to get. Um, and I think Nintendo was smart because I think they want to make this the busiest, so when people get ready for their Christmas shopping or Hanukkah shopping or Kwanzaa or whatever they celebrate for the holiday season, um, there's a lot of games that you could give away as gifts and everything. And so why not have a really big selection in the fall before it goes to a quiet winter and transition to that following year?
Yeah. I mean, I think releases on Switch in terms of the amount of games that are coming out in September and October specifically are, I mean, there's a lot of games, right? I mean, October has 5 games alone coming out to Switch that are exciting. For me, September has 3 for me. So yeah, let's see. I'm pulling up this release calendar real quick here because I want to be accurate. So for me in September, it's gonna be NBA 2K23. It's gonna be Splatoon 3, and it's gonna be man, good thing I don't have a PlayStation 5 because Valkyrie Elysium is coming out, and I would play the crap out of that. But also Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge's physical copy comes out on the 30th, as well as Bayonetta 1 physical. It's coming out on the 30th. October has Overwatch 2, Nier Automata, No Man's Sky. It has. I'm gonna find the rest of them. Them Fighting Herds, which is that fighting game that a lot of people are really like. Mario plus Rabbids, Persona 5, Bayonetta 3. So that's just September and October, Also, Diofield Chronicles is also in September, which I don't really know if people are excited for that or not. I've heard it's boring. I'm not sure. There's a demo of that, right?
Yeah, it's a demo. I haven't started it, though. It's on my Switch. It's just haven't,
But, I mean, there's so much coming out that it's just... if anybody, I'm looking at these games for September and October for other consoles too. I'm like, I didn't even know all this was coming out. Like, I just haven't been paying attention. Like 2 Point Campus came out in August. Everybody's loving Cult of the Lamb, apparently.
Yeah, which I heard everybody's playing it kind of everywhere else besides Switch.
Yeah, I heard the Switch version's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's a performance problem with the Switch.
I mean, Madden came out last week.
Yeah, I thought Madden was out this week. No, I didn't know that it dropped.
I've been playing it a little bit, actually, because if you have Game Pass Ultimate, you get a 10-hour free demo.
How is it?
I mean, it's Madden. It's still pretty bad, but...
Because I haven't seen the reviews or anything for drop.
I mean, it's just... It's Madden. It feels the same as last year. I want to like it, but it's just not doing it for me. So what I've been doing is I play the 10-hour trial, right? Mm-hmm. I'll play a few games online. I'll play around with the franchise mode. And then I'll play it when it comes to Game Pass 2 weeks before the Super Bowl, and that's my Madden now, and it's nice because they come to Game Pass pretty quickly, but it's I don't know, man. Madden's an odd thing. But then you come into November and you have Harvestella, which is that weird farming game.
Yes.
Tactics Ogre Reborn is something that I'm extremely excited about.
I'll pick it up.
Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. So I mean, Switch has a ton coming out, and then obviously, the big hit coming out this year, Skull and Bones, is finally coming out.
Oh, good. Googly.
I cannot believe that game is coming out. Shocked.
And it doesn't look interesting at all. But that's for another discussion.
I mean, I think the concept seems okay.
Yes.
But it's like, I mean, it's just it's just The Division but pirates, it looks like, which is fine, right? Like, I think theoretically that could be cool, but I think it's a little too late for a game as a service, especially now with the, Destiny's popularity, Fortnite's popularity. The Division is still pretty popular.
Sea of Thieves.
I mean, I was getting there, but there's already a popular pirate game called Sea of Thieves. So I don't know. This game's got to do something real different to be attractive to some people. And it's it looks good. Like, it's a pretty game.
Mm-hmm.
But who's it for at this point? Also, I like how they just took the PUBG font pretty much and used it. That is the PUBG font. And you look at all the menus and stuff, dude, that is the PUBG font. I don't care what they say. I don't care if you made it look like spray paint. It's the PUBG font.
Mm-hmm. Well, Corey, I want to ask, do you think we should embrace all of this, or do we want Nintendo to have a season where they are releasing they are releasing games, but it's more balanced. Like, it's held, like some of the games are held back. Like, maybe we need only.
I mean, they release games all the time. It's not like they're holding back. Like, why would they need to hold back? They're selling them.
Well, I think hold back and the fact that give us like maybe 2 or 3 main Nintendo first party games and like space them out. Maybe release one in August, and then one in October, and then one in December, instead of just hitting it with game. I
mean, they are spacing them out, though. I mean, every 6 weeks. Xenoblade was in July. Splatoon is the second week of September. Then you're not getting another first-party game until Bayonetta at the end of October, and then 3 weeks later you're getting Pokemon, which is, Pokemon. So, I mean, they are spacing them out. I just think that...
I mean, as in spacing. I mean, as instead of like having 5 or 6 titles that's going to be from the rest of the year or something like that, maybe just cut that in half.
No, because Nintendo always puts out a lot of games. You just always used to have 2 consoles to do it, and most of them were already handheld games. So I don't know. Plus, like, every Nintendo fan isn't going to buy every game.
Mm-hmm.
We're just weird. Nintendo has, 5 games coming out in the next 4 months? You think every single person's bought Xenoblade, Splatoon, Bayonetta, Mario Rabbids, and Pokemon? You think everybody's going to buy all those games?
I think when we look at the NPD, yes.
No. You're crazy if you think everybody's going to buy every game.
If those 5 show up on the NPD...
I mean, they're going to show up like the first month, but like they're not going to have long tails. That's the thing. Splatoon and Pokemon are going to be the 2 that have long tails. I don't think Bayonetta is going to make the NPD, to be honest with you.
I think it probably will. Well, I think because it'll be late. It may not make the top 20, but I think it'll probably end up on the top 10 NPD for October. Because people are interested in buying Bayonetta. I think probably if I see more people start getting into it by the end of September or getting ready for it in October, I would be interested to see how that goes at the end of the month and everything. And I'm not trying to say that they are going to do it or anything, but should they do it? Do you think there'll ever be a time where Nintendo is releasing too much and they need to slow down? Because they dropped so much within maybe 2 or 3 months. And this is just the fall season, besides like the winter time. So like September, October, November, in that area.
I mean, I don't know. I think, man, I don't know. I don't really know what to.
But I think you did say because the way that they're spacing out every 6 weeks, there is a big Nintendo title coming out. I mean that yes, that is good. Um,
Yeah, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. Nintendo makes games like Mario Kart and Animal Crossing so
mhm.
they can publish a game like Bayonetta. It's never going to
Yes,
sell a million copies. It's never going to be the greatest game ever made, but it's like a prestige thing. It's a game that they can point to and say, "Hey, we took we took the time and the effort and the energy to fund and publish an M-rated game that it has stylized action, has a cool character, and this is something that we don't normally do, but fans really like the second one, so we're gonna give you this third one. It's a prestige thing." I don't think Bayonetta is gonna sell a million units. I truly don't. Why? Because Bayonetta 2 didn't sell a million units. So it's a prestige thing. It's a niche game that they're just gonna have on their console, and it's gonna be great. And I think the people who play it are gonna love it, but it's not gonna sell.
Bayonetta is a weird one. I would definitely would say. Um, but I think the popularity of Bayonetta has increased, kind of almost like a Xenoblade in the fact that the popularity has increased, and people, because even when Bayonetta was coming to Smash, people were just like, "What, really? Oh, that's cool." Like, I don't think it was expected yet, but people were predicting it and everything, and it happened because it's Nintendo and it's Platinum. Um, I think in this age or and this time of gaming, I think Bayonetta could hit a million on Switch. Um, it has the possibility to have that potential to reach it. Will it sell? Will it sell it? I think maybe within 2 weeks or over time it'll hit a million. But I think we'll see. And I think definitely with Bayonetta not selling that big on Wii U, there was kind of two stigmas to it that people didn't care about Nintendo, and people were upset that Bayonetta 2 was still on Wii U, was on the Nintendo platform instead of everything else. You
Yeah.
know, um,
Well, I mean, Nintendo funded the game, so I don't know what people want. I mean, I bet it sells. I bet at the end of the day, when all is said and done, Bayonetta sells 800,000 copies and gets. I bet it gets in the high eights in terms of Metacritic score.
hmm
And then, you know, I don't know what Platinum does, but they, I don't know
think
what Platinum does at that point.
I think I don't think people are expecting for Bayonetta 3 to be capture the magic of 2. I think people are just excited to see that she's back, and people just want to go to see what is Platinum going to bring to the table with her. Like, is it still going to be some zaniness? Um, is there going to be some cool fights and stuff like that? I think people are just on. They're excited to be on the ride with Bayonetta and everything. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, don't get me wrong. I think people who play Bayonetta or into those games are going to love it, right? But it's not going to be a system seller, and people aren't going to go.
yeah, I don't. I think people don't expect it to be a system seller. I just think definitely with the way that, like the way that we was discussing, that Nintendo have games that sold just over a million. You know, um, it just has the potential, I think, to hit that spot. Now, it does depend on Platinum Games. We'll see how that goes. Uh, but I think people probably will give this one more of a fair shot. I think the Nintendo community, as big as it is now, in a sense, I think they're willing to give something like Bayonetta 3 a bigger chance to see what it is. And people will go back and play the older games or buy the collection and stuff. Um, I think people just are more willing than they were during the Wii U. Would it
Well,
like
yeah,
and I
because there's 7 times as many consoles out there.
well yeah. So I mean, uh yeah, I think we'll just see how things go. Uh so I think we could actually call that a wrap for Dark Mode. I didn't want to make it too long for Dark Mode.
No, it's fine.
Uh
I mean, Nintendo has a lot of great releases, and I think they always know when to release a game, and obviously they held Zelda for some sort of reason, but
mhm.
I think Zelda is going to be a huge hit next year, and
Oh yeah.
I mean, you look at, I think Nintendo's next year is going to be huge too.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. We still got Metro Prime 4. Now that's the big one. I think everybody is waiting to see how that one turns out and if that's going to do numbers. That's going to be the interesting one to see.
Well, I mean,
So
you look at what's coming out next year. It's like already it's the big games are Dead Space remake, Forspoken, Hogwarts Legacy, Resident Evil 4 remake, Alan Wake 2, that Avatar game, like Zelda and Forza and Final Fantasy 16 and Final Fantasy
yeah.
7 and there's so many games next year too already. Suicide Squad. I'm just looking at this list for next year and it's
Hopefully
like giving me a
Hellblade
headache.
2 comes out next year because that game has to release next year.
Yeah.
Ninja Theory cannot be pushing that game back any longer.
Plus like Stalker got delayed and Sea of Stars got delayed and the Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Starfield, Street Fighter 6. There's so many games.
Is that Indiana Jones plan for next year too?
No, I don't think so. No.
Because that's Machine Games, right?
Yeah, well, that's early in development also. So when they revealed it last year, so I would say 2024 at the earliest for that game.
So do you think we'll just get an actual like game preview next year?
I guess we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, because a lot of those games have just went quiet.
Yeah, well, I mean, you don't have anything to show, don't show it. It's fine with me. Show it when it's ready.
Well, I guess it's time we could get into question block then. So Corey, do we have any questions?
We have one question, Ed. So this came from Twitter. I think we have another one too, but I didn't find it. So sorry, we'll get you next time around. So this is Drew B from Twitter. Asks, what's our favorite Zelda game that isn't Ocarina of Time since it's the 35th anniversary in North America? If we're not counting Breath of the Wild either, because I think that's an easy answer as well. I mean, Twilight Princess is my favorite Zelda game. I love Twilight Princess. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to be honest, Ocarina of Time probably isn't even in my top 5 Zelda games. To be honest with you, playing Link's Awakening again has kind of made that game creep back up into my top 5, even though it's like. To be fair, Link's Awakening is good, but it's not great. It is unapologetically 90s game design to a fault.
Yes.
And
yes.
some of the quality of life things they did are fine, but it's not. It's not great design. But yeah, I mean, Twilight Princess is just, it's the best. I love Twilight Princess. I don't care what anybody says. That quote unquote 3-hour intro is not 3 hours. You can do it in an hour. Okay. You know what else takes an hour? Finding the sword and shield in Ocarina of Time and fighting the Great Deku Tree. Okay. Anyways.
For me, it's Wind Waker. And I know we all said Breath of the Wild, all this stuff, but Wind Waker was just so special to me. Definitely with the art style. It has some of the best kind of boss fights for me. Definitely going against Ganondorf, and we was talking about another Zelda podcast. They asked a question about favorite Zelda moments, and it's still that ghost pig that you fight in Wind Waker when you had to use your mirror to light his body up, and then you're able to grab him, roll him like you're playing bowling, and he gets spiked up and turns to all these little ghosts. And the way that game has you smacking them, it's just pure comedy, but it's still also going into the castle and unfreezing time and fighting all of those knights. That's moment in gaming. Like, if you was playing it when it first released on GameCube and you was experienced that for the first time, you were just like, oh, it was just a whole nother level of greatness for me. Yeah. So for me, it's definitely The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, after playing like Death's Door and Link's Awakening, I've been like really into like rediscovering the 2D top-down-ish Zelda games to the point where like I'm charging my 3DS to play A Link Between Worlds because I really want to play that at some point.
Such a great game.
So yeah, I don't know. I still want to. I mean, my Wii U's been plugged in. I'd never really unplugged it. Like, I think I put it away once and then I brought it back out. And, you know, so I never finished Wind Waker HD. And I want to go back and do that. And I kind of been getting the itch to play Twilight Princess again. Because we've been talking about it so much.
Yeah. So, but I hope that does come to Switch. I think.
I think they will. I mean, I would actually be shocked that like if something Zelda related didn't come to Switch in like sometime this year.
Yeah.
Even if it's like the Game Boy and Game Boy Advance like something, you know, in terms of Switch Online, which is still a possibility. It's only August. They could definitely release those in like the beginning of October as well, you know. So
I made next year go through all the Zelda games. Like 8, like the first one that one won't take me long. Zelda 2 I do need to beat, but I think I need to beat that with a strategy guide.
Yeah. Well, I told you I've been using 2 strategy guides for Link's Awakening, and it's been extremely helpful because those games are incredibly difficult.
Yeah, I don't have to play Link to the Past because we already have a recorded episode of that season. So everybody can watch me play that. Ocarina of Time I would love to go through, and goodness, Majora's Mask. I think I'm gonna have to do a guide for that too. But yeah, like I beat Breath of the Wild, Twilight Princess and Wind Waker. What other Zelda? And A Link's Awakening I finished. But I'm just like, man, was there any other thing besides like Four Swords and not Triangle Strategy, but that Triangle one with the 3-player Zelda game?
Triforce Heroes.
Triforce Heroes, yeah. Spirit Tracks and the other one I could skip. I'm not really worried about that.
All right. So, well.
Yeah, but that's our answers. And everybody, that's gonna be it for Nintendo Pow Block. Corey, where can we find you?
You can find me at I am Corey HD on Twitter and Instagram. You can also find me on the Boss Rush podcast, Nintendo Pow Block Expansion Pass, and Standard Definition.
You guys can find me on Twitter at ThatRetroCode and on Instagram. You can also check me out on the Discord and some of my writings at bossrush.net. You can check more of Nintendo Pow Block and Nintendo Expansion Pass on our YouTube page. But if you are a Patreon supporter, you will get Nintendo Expansion Pass and other content earlier. You can go to bossrush.net and check out our how to support us there. But then everybody have a great week, have a great weekend, and we will see you next time for Nintendo Pow Block. Bye everybody. Woohoo!
Goodbye.